The Sports Vision Podcast. WWE.
Back here inside the Sports Vision Podcast, Anthony Santaniello and Anthony Notarile, Sant and Ant talking a little WWE, and this time we're going to be talking about the former members of the Shield and which one we think has the highest ceiling, which one we think has the most potential in the WWE. Anthony, let's start with the one being force-fed down our throats, Roman Reigns in the world title picture at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, well, and just to kind of preface this, obviously the Shield, one of the coolest factions we've seen in the WWE as of late. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, kind of took the WWE world by storm when they were together. Now, of course, they broke up, all doing their separate things, all doing pretty big things, some bigger than others, and I think the biggest one right now, whether we like to admit it or not, is Roman Reigns. Think about everyone who's won the Royal Rumble. Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, guys like that. And now Roman Reigns joins that elite class. He's being force-fed down our throats, but you know what? So is John Cena for the past 10 years, and I don't think he minds with the paychecks he's getting, with the publicity he's getting, that he's, not loved by everybody. Me personally, I have never hated Roman Reigns like everyone else. I think his in-ring style is cool, and coming from an Edge fan and myself, I respect the heck out of the spear and pretty much gore that he does on his opponents. I do think that because he's being force-fed, it hurts how high his ceiling can go, because his mic skills aren't the best. His in-ring skills, I think, are kind of cool. Usually with the top talent, they don't really have a crazy moveset. With Roman, he's going to be in the main event of WrestleMania, so I think right now his ceiling is as high as it could ever be. When the Rumble is going to Mania, that's everything wrestlers want to do when they break in the business. But I think longevity-wise, I don't know if he's going to be the guy like WWE is making him out to be.
I completely agree with that, and I also don't mind seeing Roman Reigns in the World Heavyweight title picture because, again, his moveset is cool. What he does in the ring, I don't think his mic skills are as bad as people make them out to be. But, and coming from a Goldberg fan, I also respect the hell out of
Well, you like
Spear.
Goldberg Lesnar WrestleMania 20,
I
so.
love Goldberg in general, one of my favorites. I love my big, bulky football player
Three-move wrestlers, yeah, I know.
But, yeah, I think it's cool that what Reigns is doing. I think they're, like I said before, I think they're a year too late in pushing him to the World Heavyweight title picture. I think it would have been cooler last year when they did it because it really would have came out of nowhere. But I still like the idea of him fighting Brock Lesnar. I think it would be a better idea for WWE if they made Lesnar win because this whole prize fighter thing that we talked about is one of the best gimmicks that I've ever seen with WWE creative doing this.
And then we moved from Roman Reigns, who's my money says the biggest right now, to the best right now, at least in my eyes, and that's Seth Rollins. This guy is one of the best heels I've seen WWE have in quite some time. He's just kind of the total package. He's a great heel, makes the crowd hate him, makes the fans love him for his in-ring ability, and, I mean, he is just perfect. He's got that Money in the Bank briefcase. You never know when he's going to strike. Kind of in a weird way, and I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I think he kind of has like an Edge feel to him where he's a good heel, he's pretty solid in the ring, can wrestle a bunch of styles, and I think with the J&J security thing, it's pretty funny. The Authority stuff is really good. So I think he has the highest ceiling of the three, but I think right now, while Roman Reigns is in the spotlight, Seth Rollins is a guy that I could see being a top heel for years down the road.
I can completely see that, and look at how similar him and Edge were when Edge was in his, I think it was his like early world title days when he was still on SmackDown, when they had Kurt Hawkins and Ryder as the backup security people that would take hits for Edge.
La Familia. They would eventually form Bam Neely, all-time great on that faction.
But yeah, they're completely similar, and the match that he had at Royal Rumble, the triple threat match, he was the main reason why that match was so good. That the moves he was pulling off were fantastic in that match, and I think that he does definitely have the highest ceiling, and I think he will at some point in the near future be WWE champion, obviously with the Money in the Bank, but wouldn't be shocked if it was a Mania. I think he's got a very big, long future ahead of him as a great heel in the business, and I love aerial guys as well. He's probably one of the best, if not the best, high flyer that WWE has on their roster at the moment.
It's great too because he's got those kind of high flying moves, but it's not like it's holding him down, because a lot of the times with WWE, those high-flying guys either get their moves banned or, they really don't make it too far in the up in the ranks. But with Seth Rollins, I mean, yeah, he's probably the best thing going in WWE right now, you could say. There's a bunch of other guys, Rusev, Wyatt, that are young, up and coming, that can be the future of this company, and I think Seth Rollins is right there with those other guys. He's had great feuds with top talent like Cena. He's going to face Orton at Mania. I mean, he's feuding with Jon Stewart, one of the biggest show hosts in media right now. So this guy, really has the highest ceiling of the three. And then we move to the last guy. Everybody is crazy about him.
I love him.
I'm not a huge Ambrose guy.
Love him.
I don't know. I don't know what it is about him, but I feel like his delivery is just the same. His fight style, that like kind of lunatic fringe maniac fighting style, it just doesn't work for me. And I know I'm in the minority here. Everyone loves Ambrose and thinks he's the future, but I think he's rightfully where he belongs, is right now the Shield member doing the least. I mean, he's in that IC title ladder match. He'll probably have that match will probably steal the show at Mania, and I think he'll have some great moves. I'm not trying to take away his talent. I just think that he's right where he belongs, as the third tier of the Shield.
See, I think he yes, because of how good the other Shield members are right now, I think he's third, but I love his character. I think it's cool even when in movies, like when you see someone that you've seen in a regular role play a sort of lunatic role, it shows how diverse they can be and how much talent they have in acting. And that's what Ambrose is doing. I mean, he's acting like a complete psychopath and pulling off this brawler type of moveset that's really cool to watch, in my opinion. And I think that he definitely has a high ceiling, but I think that he will steal the show at Mania with that ladder match, and I think he should have a pretty long reign as an IC guy. And it shows how good the Shield are, that their quote-unquote lowest member is in the IC title picture.
And he's really, I mean, he's not even, I wouldn't, he's in the IC title picture right now, but 2 months ago he was, feuding with Bray, and he's in the top-tier feuds. I don't know if they have a certain direction with him yet. I mean, kudos to him, because he's dating Renee Young. And, I mean, he's really the winner of the three. But, I mean, Dean Ambrose, he's a guy I could see getting big. But at the same time, I just think his style's kind of hindering him back from truly being great like the other two and where they are. I'm not saying Roman Reigns is great, but I'm saying the spot he is in is certainly great. You can't argue that. He's done what every wrestler wants to do. Seth Rollins, Mr. Money in the Bank, riding along with the authority. He's feuding with top guys, whether it's on camera like Randy Orton or whether it's on daily shows like like Jon Stewart. With Ambrose, I don't know if he's had those accolades that the other two have had yet, so I'm still waiting for him to kind of keep up with the other two Shield members, and then the eventual triple threat for what maybe will be the title. That would be, so that's something that WWE is saving, and I think that is bank when they do it. They're going to cash in.
100% agree. So as we wrap up here, is your ranking
is
what you just said?
My ranking right now would be Reigns, Rollins, Ambrose. Try to say that 3 times fast. My ceiling ranking of who I think will go the furthest goes Rollins, Reigns, and Dean is my last again.
See, I'm going to switch it up. I think right now it's obviously Reigns in the title picture is number 1, Rollins 2, Ambrose 3. But for the future, I think it's Rollins 1, and I can honestly say I think Ambrose 2
so you think
and Reigns is 3.
You think Roman's going to fizzle out after?
Just because of how history shows that bigger guys like that seem to be hated by the crowd and don't really, like Batista, look at him. He had his big comeback and no one liked him after he came back.
You're
and
not
sort
wrong.
of fizzled out into nothing. So I think Ambrose is a more diverse character, and I think that he can really take on any role that WWE wants him to. So that's why I think he'll have the higher ceiling between him and Reigns.
All right, once again, Anthony Notarile, Anthony Santaniello, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns. Who makes it further? You heard what we had to say. We would love to hear what you have to say. Sports Vision Podcast wrapping up right about now.